What is the book you wish you'd written? Okay, there are so many books that I love that I wished I'd have written. That's a really hard question, so I'm gonna have to choose one of the many books I wish I'd written. But a really obvious one that comes to mind for me probably has to be 1984 by George Orwell, which is very popular again for various reasons. Well, it's always been popular anyway. We'll talk about that in a minute. But basically, it's just a really interesting look at politics and propaganda and society and individuality, all those kind of things in a really interesting kind of dystopian setting, using a story that is, very emotional and easy to relate to in a way. This book, it really punches me in the gut in terms of emotions. And so it's very powerful. It's a very powerful emotional story that explores really important things. And it's the granddaddy of, a lot of dystopian fiction, the likes of the Hunger Games, that kind of thing. This was at the root of all that. So it's not the most fun book in the world in a way, but it's just got such a legacy, such a profound influence, not just on literature, but also on cinema and music. And so many of its kind of words and ideas have become commonplace now. Things like, Big Brother is watching you, and double think and all this kind of thing. It's just got lots of ideas that are so valid now. So it's a book that is always current and valid, but it's also a look at the future and the places society might go if we're not careful. And it also always says so much about the past. So in that sense, it just kind of transcends time. It's so, it's just about, it just suits all time. And, what more could a writer want than to have a book that is quite relevant kind of constantly? That's a big deal, isn't it? And it's written in such kind of clean, efficient prose as well. I really like that. So in 1984, I mean, you'd be pretty proud if you've written a book like that, definitely.